So the kids started to prepare for the 22 season with, training, weightlifting, strength and conditioning. The supplements that were provided from the sponsorship go a long way. A lot of our families are, sometimes struggle to put food in front of our kids based on certain circumstances. Parents that are working, single-family homes. We try to give them some nutrition along the way as often as we can with support from other vendors and sponsorships. But, the TPG and the 6-star sponsorship has really been a shot in the arm for us, to provide our student athletes with more opportunities to receive nutrition and supplemental growth. So it's been a big part of what we've done. It'll be a big part of what we continue to do as we prepare for the 23 season now.
You already know when they see me. Alright, well, hey.
What's up, guys?
We don't need any introduction.
Don't normally roll this beat.
Sorry.
Thank you guys for having me. 6-star had me out here. I think we got some shirts for you guys, the Tiger way. My high school football coach, he taught me a lesson that still sticks with me today. When you're doing any sprints, or you're doing any workout in the weight room, you start with your foot behind the line, you get all the way through the line, you do every single rep, you don't ever skip a rep. Because as soon as you skip a rep, there's a guy in a county over, a school over, who's doing every single rep, everything that he possibly can to get better. I don't want you guys to get complacent in any way because you have a target on your back. Every week someone's trying to take you out. And you have to be willing to do the little things so that when it comes down to game time, it's just time to show out. And that's what I love about this game of football, is that I put in every single thing that I can every week so that when I go up against the guy across from me, I can just smile and say, my work has been done. Just take a back seat and watch this work. And I think that's the mentality that you guys can have, and it gives you the swagger and the confidence to say, hey man, I don't care who comes off of that bus, we're gonna kick your butt. So I'm the youngest. JJ is like 5.5, 6 years older than me. Derek's 2 years older than me. So my dad coached 5th grade for both those guys. So I was like the young kid trying to be a water boy, trying to be a part of the team any way possible. And I just fell in love with the team aspect of it, where it's something bigger than yourself. I have teammates now where we come from all different parts of the country. Some guys come from overseas even now. But we're all putting our hand in the pile for one common goal, and that's to win football games. And the bond that you build, that you guys are building right now through football and the life lessons that you're learning, I think football is just such a great tool, not only for what's on the field, more importantly off the field. So I like to go pretty hard throughout off season and throughout the season, so I usually take like a month off or like a couple weeks off, and then I go hard. I usually get a group of like 5 or 6 NFL guys in the area where I'm from, Wisconsin, and we train, and that's where it's fun to see guys skipping reps and guys that we get to banter. And if we're playing against a guy that plays for New Orleans, let's say he's an offensive lineman, I'm working out with him in the offseason, he skips a couple reps, I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to bank it and say when it comes time to playing him, I know that I put in more work than him. So it's always fun to work out with other guys. That's why I encourage you to work out with each other, so you know where you stand when it comes to your competition. My senior year, we were 10-0 and we lost in the playoffs, and it's something that sticks with me to this day. I actually have 2 buddies coming to the game this week, and they're going to stay at my house, and I have to hear their stories about what we would have done differently and how we could correct it. And you guys have a chance to correct it. You know what it's like to lose. I wish we would have had that feeling earlier to have the fire relit. And I think that goes back to discipline and what you're going to do differently this time. When you face adversity, I think it's more important to buy in to not only each other, but also into your coaches in the process. Put in the work, be disciplined throughout the work, and once game day comes around, just let it loose. The thing that's so special about high school football is a lot of me and my buddies knew each other since the 3rd grade. And we knew that it was probably going to be the last time we were all going to play together. And you don't know, some guys here might go on to play college football, some might go on to play NFL, some guys aren't, and that's okay. But it's also important to know that this only happens once. So that a game like that is a game that we talk about to this day, that I wish it would have turned out differently. But honestly, I'm just glad that it happened, so we have those memories. Good?
Yeah, so TJ's going to watch practice, okay? Once you guys watch practice for a little bit. So Coach Miller, you can kind of take it from here.
Well, I knew he was coming for a couple weeks, trying to keep it quiet, and then obviously it worked out. That was pretty cool. You know, it was like almost like a parent at Christmas. You know, whenever you guys all like lit up, like you know. So pretty cool. All right, make sure think about it. You don't want this to be the most exciting thing to happen this year. You know, I mean, we got other things we want to accomplish.
The TJ Watt experience was one of the coolest things I was a part of. Watching those kids, they were like giddy, and our kids aren't giddy type of kids. They were amazed, they were shocked, and they sat on every word that he said to them.
Just to watch him walk onto our field and hearing one of the kids say, "Oh my God, it's TJ Watt," and then everyone, you just saw the faces beam.
They looked like they were just, a kid in a candy store, just excited and, intrigued and asking them questions out of the world.
So Coach called us to the middle, and he literally was looking at us, and he pointed over to TJ Watt. He was like, "Y'all know who that is?" And our faces like blew up. We were all excited.
I didn't expect it, and then everybody like turned their heads.
There was cameras everywhere, and then there was like the big backdrop, and so I had no idea.
We didn't know he was coming. It was like a shock to all of us.
We thought we were just going through a normal day at practice, but that was not the case.
That's my favorite player in the NFL, so that alone was just the best part to me.
It just showed us that this high school, football sticks with us forever. He knows what it's like he's been here in our same position, and he knows that losing isn't a good feeling at all. So hearing it from him, and he still talks about it. He's one of the top players in the NFL, and he still talks about the day he lost high school, shows us how important this is, how it's going to affect us in life. So it just drives us more. Oh, we don't want to have that down feeling. We don't want to have that thought in the back of our mind. I wish we could have did this different. So it just makes us go harder every day, every practice.
I actually got to sit behind him, and as he was speaking to us, I felt like he basically went through the same thing we was going through almost.
And for him to be where he's at right now after losing that game, and we just had the same experience, it shows that, it's more to it than just high school. Yeah, loss hurts, but if you really want it, you'll keep working forward.
The best advice TJ gave us was never give up, keep fighting, and play it's like it's your last time playing.
He gave us good advice. I like hearing from those type of people because they've been through the same thing we've been through. They lived in our shoes at one point.
It was just mind-blowing.
I think it was just, the whole visit was kind of personal because he made it. So he went through the college experience, and now he's with the NFL. So I think just the whole experience with him talking with us was kind of personal to me.
Him coming from somewhere small, made it to where he's at, being one of the best players in the league right now, gave these kids hope, extra motivation of hope.
Being able to have him come, talk about his experiences, and also some of the things that he was able to do and accomplish at the high school level with his friends, really resonated with our kids, that they were going through something that TJ Watt went through maybe 7 or 8 years prior.
A lot of his message to the kids that day and to the coaches are things that they continue to talk about, to this day, and hopefully it's something that they keep with them.
I think everybody got a real boost from his visit.
TJ Watt really came to visit us, and he just had us happy for the rest of the day.
I was on Twitter a few days afterwards, and I was reading a tweet in Spanish that the Steelers' Spanish arm was putting out, and that's when it kind of resonated. This was a really big deal to have him come here, and so just some memories like that stick in my mind.
Unfinished was our title for this year. We were unfinished business. We thought we had a chance to make it to a championship game. We ended up losing on a heartbreaking loss. And now from the off season till this particular moment, we're still trying to strive to get to that point to where we can make up for last year's shortcomings. Our off-season weightlifting program is second to none. We have some great coaches that really push our kids in the weight room, both with using weights, but also with the flexibility, plyometrics, quickness drills, etc. So this off-season, from January all the way until the beginning of the season in August, has been nothing but trying to get us physically prepared for this upcoming season. Once we got this protein, it was a game changer. For years, you know, we've been lifting weights, and anybody that knows anything about bodybuilding and weight training knows that the lifting of the weights is part of it, but the nutrition is everything. And recently, you know, with us being able to obtain this protein, you're starting to see better transformations in their bodies, them having more energy, more strength. We're really excited to have it throughout the whole off season this year, and really looking forward to seeing what type of gains we're able to make, because we've really been putting a lot of time, energy, and effort into the weight room. And now we're able to do a lot of work on the nutritional side of things.
Central 3, bros on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bros.
Big 6-star.
You just had to
That was you? Shout out 6-star. If you don't have 6-star, what are you doing? 6-star, where it's at?
Preparing hard for this week's game, ready to win, ready to play, ready to come back to the top where we've always been, where we're going to stay at. Tune in McKeesport.